We need a do-over, a complete do-over, a last weekend. This is the pre-22 mile run meal. But oh my gosh, I see a pair of swans over here.
All right, Liz, we're gonna get some painting done.
A huge blow to my plans. So I am looking into plan B. I am getting far too distracted by all of the birds. I'm out for a 20-mile long run right now. This week has been pretty rough. Our whole family is battling colds right now, like kind of a nasty cold. So I'm not feeling 100% today. And also, there's like a huge snowstorm coming up tonight. It's gonna be like 2 feet of snow is what they're predicting. And so if I wanted to do a long run, I had to do it today. Well, that run was an absolute failure. I made it about 6.5 miles total. Around mile 3, I realized that my water bottle was leaking and it had gotten my leg like all wet, and it was maybe 35 degrees out. So I wasn't going to die or anything, but it was probably not super safe. So I just turned around and went home. I also just like really wasn't feeling it. Even though that was a reason I would have turned around even when I'm feeling my best, I was not feeling my best. I just kept thinking about that one movie with Cary Grant where he tries to die by sleeping in front of an open window in the middle of winter when he's sick. Like I think he's trying to get pneumonia or something. I don't know if that's how pneumonia works or anything, but I feel fine with like coming back and cutting it short. So this week was not the best week. The one bright spot of this run was I saw those funny looking ducks again, and I got a closer look at them, and I was able to identify them in my bird book. I saw the males with like the crest, and I actually saw the female version too, so confirmed on multiple fronts. So big snowstorm is rolling in. Tony's gonna make a trip to Hy-Vee to pick up some groceries because we are just like anyone else. We're like a storm's rolling in, and suddenly we're like, we need to like stock up. We need a do-over, a complete do-over, a last weekend. We had a huge snowstorm this weekend. I haven't looked at the actual numbers, but it felt like 16, 18 inches. It felt like 1.5 feet of snow. And then also our whole family got sick. And so like my daughter was not sleeping very well. We were just not getting as much sleep as we should have been. And so I also got sick, obviously, and it started to get kind of chesty. And the rule that I've learned a long time ago was, which I'm sure if you're watching this and you're into running, you know it too, is from the neck up, you can still run. If you're sick from the neck down, take a break, rest. And so since it had moved into my chest a little bit, I decided to not run for a few days. I'm still a little bit plugged up, as you can hear, but this morning I woke up and I'm very much on the mend. And so we're gonna try to do a do-over. So the plan is Thursday, 3 miles, Friday morning, 22-mile run, Saturday, 8 miles with Tony and my daughter in the running stroller. It's supposed to be like 70 degrees this weekend. Isn't that crazy? We had a huge snowstorm on Sunday, and then on Saturday it's gonna be 70 degrees. Like, March is crazy. Sunday, I think it's 10 miles that I want to complete. So really just starting to ramp up the mileage. This is Grandma's marathon training, and if you're just tuning in, I'm actually training for a larger ultra post Grandma's marathon. And my husband and I are both Grandma's marathon training together. And so the 8-mile run is going to be his long run for the week for Grandma's marathon. It's going to be my like second back-to-back long run for both Grandma's marathon and the ultra beyond. So that's the plan. Hi, Teeny. Good morning. It is Thursday morning. It is before the 6 o'clock hour. I got up at 5 a.m. and I am planning to run the first of my back-to-back runs. Some of those are long runs and some of those are just regular runs. But today we only have 3 miles to go. I am learning very quickly that training for an ultra, it's really not the running that is the hard part. It's all of the other stuff in your life you have to work around, especially just having a I don't have just me anymore. I have a kid now, and so I'm not just working with my schedule, I'm working with my daughter's schedule and also my husband's schedule, because somebody's got to take care of her while I am training. So I just have to take a breath and sort of like go with the flow a little more. It's another thing that I forgot to mention. We're also planning to paint her nursery this weekend. We need to move her crib out of our room into her own nursery, and we really wanted to repaint her room before we did that. And so one of the ways I'm going to do that is tomorrow morning, is Friday morning. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to do my really long run, my 22-mile run. Then I have been trying a lot of different things over the past weeks to try to figure out what works best for like fitting all of these kind of long workouts in. Getting up really early, running at night, and I think ultimately it has to be a mix of the two, getting up early for running and evening runs. I just have to be flexible. I've done a couple things to try to make this easier for myself. For one thing, our daughter sleeps in really late. So yesterday I picked out all my running outfits for the next 4 days, and I have brought them downstairs into our basement so I can get dressed without waking her up. I had them all folded up in nice tidy bundles in this laundry basket, and she decided it would be a really fun game yesterday to just undo all of that and take every piece of our clothing one at a time and take it from one basket and put it in another basket, or put it over on the floor over here. And then also I have gotten really into casseroles this week. I love that there's no dishes to do at the end of the day if I have just like casserole, and then you have like a bunch of meals afterwards. So I made 2 casseroles yesterday. I made a like sweet potato, carrot, dairy-free mac and cheese, and I also made a creamy cheddar broccoli quinoa casserole, which is for today. So, and then I've got some easy meals just in the back of my mind, like baked sweet potatoes, things that are just like very low prep. Okay, I'm gonna finish my coffee, chill out for maybe like 5-10 minutes, stick some food in my stomach, and head out the door. All right, 3 miles is done. I am back from my 3-mile run, and the whole house is still asleep. So I think I'm gonna maybe take a little time to do some yoga. I haven't done that in ages because my wrist has been broken, and it's still very stiff, so I'll have to modify a little bit, but I think that might feel really nice. Stuck. We got stuck in a snowbank.
Run a stroller run together.
Yes, bonus 3-mile run.
Bonus for you.
For me, not
for me, a very much needed 3-mile run.
Yeah.
It's my first run in 2 weeks.
You had a couple hiccups.
Yeah.
But now the weather's turning. Things are gonna get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These calves, I hope, are one of the things that gets better.
Yeah, so this is the creamy quinoa broccoli cheddar casserole. It has quinoa, Greek yogurt, a little milk cooked in some veggie broth with frozen broccoli, frozen butternut squash, some beans, and it's got some cheddar mixed through it as well. I think it's gonna be yummy. This is the pre-22-mile run meal. And I just finished my Japanese class. I'm taking a community ed Japanese class right now. It's over Zoom. I kind of wish that it was in person, just because you really have to go out of your way to meet new people or to see new people when you are a grown-up. So it's nice to have that opportunity to just like be around different people. But it was over Zoom, and it was the last class, and next week is going to be like a big meal, so that's exciting. But that was another reason why I wanted to have a meal prepped already, was because I had plans tonight. Good morning. It is 5 a.m. Well, maybe like 5:15 by now. I am up, dressed, drinking coffee. My bangs are out of control. I'm getting ready for my 22-mile run. Channing's automatic feeder has not gone off yet, and so he's asking me politely for food, but Channing, I have nothing to do with that. In the past, he has been kind of rude he's been kind of rude when people are the ones that feed him, so we bought an automatic feeder for him. Cats. So I'm hoping to be out the door by 6. I'm charging some of my stuff, so those are happening. So for now, while that's going on, I am just drinking my coffee, and I'm gonna just kind of look over my notes from my Japanese class last night. There's another class that starts next month, but it's just like straight up conversation, and I know I'm not there yet because I took Japanese 2 back in 2020. Back in 2020. And now I'm taking Japanese 3, and so like I've just felt like there was a huge gap, and there was so much that I didn't know, that it wasn't very fresh for me, that was a little fresher for the other students. I'm just wondering if I should like hit it a little harder and study a little harder and maybe take Japanese conversation just kind of for something to do. I don't know. I almost forgot to eat breakfast. I made this peanut butter and jelly sandwich last night so that I didn't have to like clunk around the kitchen this morning. I was upstairs getting my peanut butter and jelly sandwich and checking my stuff that was being charged, and I accidentally bumped a little cylindrical container of noon, and it rolled onto the floor and made like this really loud bang, and then I heard my daughter crying, and I was like, no. It's 6:43. Only 45 minutes later than I meant to leave. All right, here I go.
Have fun.
Just check out that sunrise, those dusty oranges, pinks, purples. Tony and I used to do a lot of puzzles. We still like doing puzzles, but when I see that sky, I'm like, man, I was like, that sky looks just like a puzzle sky. Rather than like, that sky looks just like a painting. I'm like, that sky looks just like a puzzle. I was debating whether or not I should run on trails or not. We had a bunch of snow last weekend, and then we had a couple days of thawing, so I was like, these trails are gonna be a slushy mess. So I was like, do I want this to be a trail run and like kind of struggle through it, or do I want to just stick to pavement? But oh my gosh, I see a pair of swans over here. I want to go at least over there. I want to get a closer look at those swans. They're so pretty. One time Tony and I were driving back to our hometown, and I saw some swans from the road, and I was like, Tony, there's swans there. And he's like, there's no swans in Minnesota. Anyway, I don't know if you can see me or not, but I am stopped here. I went to the bathroom. I'm gonna grab a gel. Seeing swans in the wild, I can't get over it. Ooh. Ooh, I think they're saying like, please go away. Wow. Oh my gosh, I could just like waste the whole morning just sitting here. And I actually just watched The Swan Princess recently. They started trumpeting. I can't tell if they're like making noises and flapping their wings at me to tell me like, hey, get out of here, leave us alone. All right, these trails are pretty slushy, pretty muddy, and honestly, I just don't really want to take the time to run like all these miles on this trail, so I am gonna head back to the pavement just because I don't have all day. I just have this morning to do this, but I am glad I went a little ways in to check out some very cool birds. And My socks are wet. 3.5 miles in. My socks are wet. All right, goodbye, swans. Just one more little stop to get them. And we've got those cool looking ducks too that we identified last week. At least I think that's the duck. Maybe that's a different duck. Okay, gotta go. I gotta go. Bye, swans. All right, it's been like an hour and I've only gone about 3.5 miles. So I've got to get some miles done. So we're just gonna plod along for a while. Just get some miles under our belt. Listen to a podcast. Time sure flies when you're watching birds. No, just me? Just a little reading update. I am currently just finishing up The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare. It is the second of the Chronicles of Casseroles series. It is a fantasy series. I think it's going to be a trilogy, so there's one more book coming up, which is not out yet. I think it comes out in 2027 sometime. And potential spoilers for Cassandra Clare books. It's really more on the fantasy side. There is romance, but I would not call this romantasy. The romance certainly is like part of it and an important part of it, but it's really just like a more well-rounded story. I would say you have two perspectives, like two main characters that you're getting the perspectives of, but they are not each other's romantic partners. But at the same time, I feel like Cassandra Clare, I read 2 other series of hers. This is her first of adult fantasy. She's written a lot of YA fantasy. The 2 other works that I read of hers have had love triangles, but you really don't really know what is going to come of it. Like, I read one where it was a love triangle, but it was very like have your cake and eat it too. Another one, the love interest that she's into for a long time she thinks is her brother. Another one turns out to actually be her brother. So I just think you really don't know what to expect with the Cassandra Clare book. She could really pull a bait and switch or totally switch things around in the last book. This is our shelf of unread books. I'm just wondering what should my next book be that I read, and I'm thinking I might tackle the next in the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. I am on Written in My Own Heart's Blood. This is, I think, the seventh book in the series. Kind of a beast, but they do move along pretty quickly. Good morning. We have jumped ahead to Sunday. I finished my 22-mile run on Friday morning, and I am very happy with how it went. I did get a much later start than I wanted to get. Yesterday, Saturday, I was planning to go on an 8-mile run with Tony because it was like a beautiful 70-degree day, but I was painting the nursery and it just took a lot longer than I thought that it would. And we had been planning to time our long run with my daughter's nap time in the afternoon, and it just got to be too late. And so we are going to try to get that done today. All right, let's see how it looks. That's fluffy on the side without potatoes. Is it good?
It's potato, egg, onion, and garlic, so it's almost like how could it not be good? Not to take away from your food.
Thank you.
Let's start over.
Okay.
Is it good? You asked, is it good? So here's the cut. It's really good, Liz. Is potato and egg good to eat before a run?
I think so. You are about to go out on an 8-mile long run.
Yes. It's my longest run yet.
We were going to go yesterday together, and then we were going to go together today, but it is cold out, so
Couldn't come with if we went together, which means we'd have to leave her here alone, and that's not allowed. Alright, Liz, we're gonna get some painting done, and by we I mean you.
Yeah.
And we were just we were just talking that maybe 4 o'clock right now. It's gonna take you 3 hours to do. It's 5 o'clock right now.
4:47.
Okay, it's gonna take you 3 hours to do this. That maybe running 10 miles, it's kind of slipped away a little bit. In part my fault because I was a little slower getting going.
Yeah, and I was up at like 4:30, so I'm pretty tired.
Well, I'm your biggest champ. I don't want to enable like not running. In fact, usually I cheer you on when you're feeling like this, but I think painting, you know, it's kind of tough on a body. That people might laugh at that if they haven't painted a room, but there's something that's kind of
There's a unique stress.
and plus, you know, you've got a little girl that you've been watching all day, so
Yeah.
I mean, I know you got to get your miles in, but this is the official Tony permission to not run 10 miles today.
Oh, thanks, Tony. You're real swell.
So today I am covering 10 miles. I have split it up. I was able to run 6 earlier with my daughter with the jogging stroller. I was hoping for at least 4, but she fell asleep. So I got to do 6, which is awesome because now I only have 4 more miles to do. I thought about cheating and counting the 1 mile dog walk I took with Jeffrey, but I am feeling pretty motivated right now. So got a fun podcast I'm listening to. I'm listening to Podcast The Ride. It's an episode about like a random Sally Dark ride. It's a nice temperature. I'm feeling good. Good morning, guys. A huge blow to my plans. A couple nights ago, I was looking up the race that I was planning on running this summer, the 100-mile race. It's called the Cowboy 100 in Nebraska. It's a rails to trails race, and it's sold out. I'm not registered for it. I was planning on waiting a little bit longer to register just to kind of see how training went, but it's sold out. The 100-mile and the 200-mile race are sold out. There's a wait list. I signed up for the wait list, but then I withdrew it because I just thought I don't really want to train for a 100-mile race that I most likely will not be running. It is so sad. So I am looking into plan B, and I think I have a solid one. Honestly, maybe it's kind of a good thing because I was getting a little bit overwhelmed looking at my training schedule next to my life schedule because a lot of the really, really big runs were landing like right in the middle of summer when we were doing tons of traveling for family events and everything. I just can't believe people are signing up for these like huge races so early. I guess there's just not a lot of spots, but like it did surprise me. I guess I'm not the only crazy person out there thinking about doing this.